How can you create when you're always looking back? You can't. You've got to get a reframe on the past if you're going to create today.
Hey, Creating Maven. I'm Joy Spencer, your Reframe specialist, with one important message. Your real work, it's not your job or your career. Your real work is what you create. And what you create is what sets you apart and makes you incomparable. It's your legacy. I'm here to show you a whole new way of working so you can create with your gifts, make a unique contribution, and finally get paid to be yourself. This is Reframe to Create.
When I was learning how to drive, I had a bad habit driven by my fear. I spent most of my time looking in my rearview mirror because I was afraid I was going to get rear-ended by another car, y'all. I don't know why this was an obsession, but it meant I was constantly looking back and spending way too little of my time looking at the road ahead. It got so bad that one day my instructor was like, Joy, you've got to keep your focus on the road ahead of you. That car behind you, that car is responsible for not hitting you from the back. That's their problem. That's not your problem. That's not your business. But what is your problem and your business is the car ahead of you. You need to focus on not hitting that car. Right. Needless to say, I eased up a bit after that, but I've got to admit, it took a long time for me to move away from being hyper-focused and hyper-aware of what was going on behind me when I was driving. And that experience is so telling and is such a great metaphor for life, isn't it? It makes me think about how we can be more focused on the past and what has gone well, or even what has gone wrong in it. And this can take so much energy and focus that we lose sight or grip on the life we're living now and the life that's ahead. No? You don't know what I'm talking about? Maybe it's just me. There is no way it's just me. There is no way. At some point, in some small way, you must know what I'm talking about. I'll admit it. This is something I've struggled with all of my life, like a lot. It's both my superpower and my Achilles heel. I mean, when it's working well, it gives me the power of the reframe, which is what I use here and with my clients and with friends and for myself. But when it's gone awry, it can be quite graceless. But some people are just good at this look back thing. Maybe you're one of them. I have a friend who's really good at reframing and living through the past into a better future. She is great at pivoting and has been through it, y'all. But every time she joyfully takes things in stride and just moves on without beating herself up about past choices, even choices that she now admits were not the best on her part. She always says things like, I did the best I could, and now I know better. I'll do better. That's it. No fuss, no muss. And I have always been in awe and amazed by it. Like, how does she do it? It seems magical. I mean, I know all the phrases she's using. I've heard them before, but I haven't seemed to be able to like drink them in, imbibe them, and like live into them. I'm more of the if I had known camp, which is ridiculous because I didn't know. I'm not God. You're not God. I'm not omniscient. There is no way I could have known all the things at all the times and all the ways. No way. So what's the point of saying something like that? It's such a dead end and harsh phrase that maybe is comforting because it seems like it gives us control, but it doesn't. And we don't have control anyway. I also struggle with that whole every decision I've made has brought me to this point and made me who I am. And every time I hear it, I'm like, that's a little crap. Some decisions could and should have been avoided. And no, I don't think that all's well that ends well. So much drama could have been avoided. Some decisions are just bad. And Joy, you should have known better. You did know better. Come on. That was a rookie move. And I see how this type of thinking, how this type of framing is a real problem. It's really problematic. This framing of the past doesn't set you free from it. It doesn't let you learn any lessons from it at all. It just locks you in and beats you up a bit. No, it beats you up a lot. And here's the wild thing. Just because you're beating yourself up about the past doesn't mean you're learning from it. Just because you're beating yourself up about it does not mean you're learning from it. In fact, I think beating yourself up about a past choice or decision is exactly what prevents you from learning from it. It keeps you stuck in that type of thinking, which is why we can find ourselves in cycles of similar bad decisions and wonder why do I keep doing this? Why do I keep ending up here? And you know what it is? It's the beatings, y'all. It's the beatings. We are not beating it out of ourselves. We are beating it in. So it needs to stop. It's time to stop looking back in regret and beating ourselves up. We need to look back, yes. And if we look back, it must be for one thing and one thing only: to learn. To do what I call wrench joy from the clutches of sorrow. To learn and snatch up nuggets of wisdom so we can teach ourselves and others about a different way forward. And it's not in a Scarlett O'Hara and Gone with the Wind kind of way where you're raising your fist in the air and yelling, "I'll never be hungry again," because you will make mistakes again. If your goal in life is to do everything perfectly and to always make perfect decisions that you never have to go back and change, then your feelings are gonna get real hurt. And you're always going to feel like you failed. But if you reframe things to realize that you are here to learn and pivot, not just once, but many, 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 many times, then you can have regrets. We all have regrets, but they don't have to define or break you. They don't have to keep you so focused on the rearview mirror that you don't see the road ahead. They don't have to be things that are haunting you, but rather things that are teaching you and asking you questions like, what did you learn? What do you want to do next? What do you want to choose next time? What do you want more of? What don't you ever want to experience again? Just questions. That's the reframe on regret I want you to get. The past and any regrets we have there are not things to avoid. Regrets in life are unavoidable. They are unavoidable, and that is not a bad thing. Regrets are not a bug. They are a feature because we're in the school of life. And class is in session. Regrets are lesson points. And our life lessons are gifts if we receive them, unwrap them, and graciously learn from them. No beatings required. No harsh words of, "I should have known this." No, you shouldn't have. And no, you didn't. You are learning now. And if you want the lesson to stick, you've got to receive it and not beat yourself up. If you do, you'll only be beating the faulty thinking right back into you. I think I know another reason why this has been so hard for me, and maybe this will resonate with you. Early in life, I heard quotes that implied that if you're wise, you don't have to have all the experiences, but instead, you can learn from the experiences of others. Essentially, you can learn to avoid falling into the same pit that others have. But think about it. Can you honestly say that you have avoided every single pitfall in life that you were warned about? Aren't there some that you fell into that you were warned about and yet? I mean, I know I have. And the thing is, those are the worst because you can really go to town on yourself about those. But I think even those we need to be gracious and say, okay, well, Maybe I was stubborn, blind, or willfully ignorant. Maybe I was that then. Today is a new day, and I'm going to make a new choice. And I don't need to beat myself up for being a knucklehead. I don't even need to do that because it's not going to make me less of a knucklehead. I have the opportunity to learn something about what makes me stubborn and grow and move forward. Whenever you wake up, that's your morning. We've got to get a reframe on regret if we're going to create anything beautiful or meaningful in our lives. If we don't, we're just going to get in our own way. So let's try some on now, shall we? Here are 2 perspective shifts that can help you get a reframe on regret and glean the treasures that live in your past choices that you consider mistakes. 1, the past is as sealed as the future. This is something I really believe and think applies to the line of thinking that says, if I had known or if I could do it again, I would. The truth is, we don't actually know the past as well as we think we do, even though we lived it. There were so many other storylines and factors happening beyond our knowledge in the past that we don't know the outcome of a different choice. We actually don't know that. We think we do because we're in the present, but actually we don't. You don't know what would have happened if you turned right just because you know what happened when you turned left. You actually don't know. The past is as sealed as the future, and that knowledge should free you from replaying the past and coming up with these alternative storylines that you actually don't know how they would have ended up any more than you know what's going to happen in the future. You don't know. So stop imagining that you do. Stop beating yourself up for failing at something you did not, do not, and will never have the power over. So that's the first reframe. Understand that the past is as sealed as the future. You don't know where a different choice would have led you. You just don't. So chew on this. And I'm sure you've heard this saying before. Forgiveness is letting go of the hope that the past could have been any different. Wow, right? What more can I say? Just chew on that. Every time I hear that and think about it, it just lets me let go of my grip a little bit. It's a reframe to just let go. 2, life is not about winning. It's about learning. When life is about winning, when it's about hitting the mark, when it's about perfection, there is no room. There is no room for failure. There is no oxygen in a very tiny room and you slowly suffocate. And without oxygen, there is no life and game over. A life that is about winning, even if you are your only competition, is a life that will suck the life out of you. And it's so unrealistic and delulu because how much of life is actually you winning? Very little. And we can debate whether when you think you've won something, if it really is a win at all. So, nah, ditch that. Focus on learning instead. A win is static and dead, but learning, that's alive. That's life-giving. That's generative. That's about flowing, moving, and creating. So instead of trying to win, focus on learning. And life is full of opportunities to learn. Child, it is endless and boundless. And your past is just as good a place to learn from as any other part of your life. It's just another place you can go hunting for treasure. So quit using your past to beat yourself up and use it as the treasure trove of learning that it is. You don't have to know it all. Just learn and grow today. We have to be able to let go of frames and perspectives that lock us into our past choices, beating ourselves up, or even being wistful about what could have been. You may not realize it, but this type of thinking may be what is keeping you from creating what you want to create now. This looking in the rearview mirror when there's a wide open road ahead of you, it's killing so much life in you. It's making it hard to create so much beauty, and we can't have that, can we? If you're going to create the beautiful things or experiences you are here to create, then you need a reframe on regret. And that's what today was all about. So next time you look in your rearview mirror and feel that pang of regret, remember that it really couldn't have been any different, but you can still get a treasure of learning from it. So get your learning and create something new today. Did you enjoy today's episode? Did it give you the reframe you needed? Then show some love by giving Reframe to Create 5 stars on Apple Podcast and leave a review about what you got out of today's episode. It'll help others know that this show is right for them. I appreciate you. See you soon, Creating Maven. Until then, remember to always ask yourself, what will I create?